1,200 Indigenous women have gone missing since 1980 according to police. Yet according to the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls National Inquiry, that number is closer to 4,000. In the era of residential schools, 150,000 kids were taken from their homes, and out of those, 6,000 have died in those schools. Furthermore, the suicide rate among Indigenous communities is 11 times higher than in the rest of Canada. Exacerbated by these sickening facts, and hang on, because there are still many more. There have definitely been some scars left behind by Canadians on the Indigenous, and not just little scratching-yourself scars. The scars left behind are huge open-heart surgery scars visible miles away. Proof of this is the fact that the Indigenous are not very open to reconciliation with the Canadian government, and they require immediate change because of things such as police brutality and negligence, trauma and fear created by residential schools, and the ignorance of Indigenous communities.
As long as we can remember, Indigenous people have been isolated and treated poorly in Canada. During the 1900s, close to 150,000 Indigenous kids were taken away from their home and put into residential schools. Among those 150,000 kids, close to 4,000 of them died. These residential schools leave lots of traumatic effects on people, and a lot of people struggle. Due to a poor level of education, they struggle to find a good job, and many of them are still struggling with all the mental and physical abuse they suffered. Nowadays, there are centers to help the people face their traumas and to mentally deal with their issues. And it's time to start encouraging more of these centers and helping them, and it's time to help the people suffering with this historical oppression.
The main driver of the problem is the lack of inequalities between Aboriginals and non-Aboriginals. As Jeremy stated earlier, there are plenty of inequalities, like, for example, in the justice system or inside the line of work, and they have to stop now. So I'm addressing myself to you, Canadian government. If you want to reconcile your long-lost relationship with the Indigenous, you have to make things better. Well, you're going to have to start off by giving them equal rights, face the society, because in order to agree on something, you'll both need to be in a neutral position. Another solution would be to actually listen to the protesters. They are doing their part in informing you about their demands. You simply have to make it happen. It will allow both of you to build a better relationship. They did their part, and it's time for you to do yours. Unite as one to fix things for the better. For example, by allowing them to have their immersion schools. After all, you guys already have your own French immersion schools in Quebec available for everyone.
They've done their part, so now it's time for you to do yours.